Hey guys, welcome back to the Random Toy Box with Cole here today. And today we have a cubic deck profile. We'll have a duel with these cubic cards coming soon. But this is actually my friend Luffy's build, the Luff Master. Great friend. He's so phenomenal at deck building, I swear guys. This is the best cubic build I've ever seen. And a lot of you guys are going to have some discrepancies until, of course, I show you the combos. So first, we're going to go over the main deck. The Heart and Soul, 3 Doja, best card in the whole deck. Really gets those combos moving. It's a foolish burial for any cubic card. Then, of course, you need your 3 Crimson Nova. The deck can't function without it. It just can't build up enough attack power without Crimson Nova. So, we'll kind of go over combos with this later. Vijam, the Cubic Seed. A lot of the cards focus and kind of focus around Vijam, and I mean, he can be destroyed by battle, so he can make a pretty good shield in a pinch. Now for your one-off cubic monsters, you have each of the Beast Trio. So the way these, and one of the Vulcan and one of the Andoria Doombolt. So how these cubic cards work is that they work by sending, well, you don't have to send Vijam, you can send stuff like Doja, but they work by sending cubic cards to the graveyard to special summon themselves, and they gain attack power and extra effects based on when they're special summoned. These guys gain a little bit less attack power than these ones, but these ones also deal 800 burn damage to your opponent, and these ones get to attack more times. Like, he can attack once, he can attack twice, he can attack 3 times. He does 800, he does 800, but each one successively is harder to summon but gets more. And when they destroy a monster by battle, they special summon Vijams from the graveyard after destroying themselves and then search out the next one in the lineage. So if you destroy something with Dark Darnex, it summons 2 Vijams and adds Blade Garudia to your hand. If you destroy something with Blade Garudia, it special summons 3 Vijam from your graveyard and up to 3 and allows you to add a Buster Gun Hill to your hand, and same with these guys. The reason you only run one of is because they are the most dead cards in the deck. They really don't function all that well as a first turn opening hand, but they can be the killer if you need to kill your opponent really quickly. So, the next card in the deck, this is why his deck is the best I've ever seen, is Red Resonator, a level 2 tuner. His effect is when he's normal summoned, he special summons a level 4 or lower monster from the hand. And when he's special summoned, you gain LP equal to a monster on the field. You pick a monster, and that's how much LP you gain, equal to its attack. So, I mean, utility, and he's a tuner. So, synchro plays. Then you run the 2 Summoner Monk. The deck really can't function without Summoner Monk. It allows you to trash spells, which is actually good in this deck. And that's it for the monster lineup. Quite a few monsters. Next for the spells, the 3 ofs. 3 Cubic Karma and 3 Cubic Wave. This is probably the second best card in the deck, second only to Doja, because this card, when it goes to the grave, lets you search out any cubic monster just by banishing it. And it doesn't have a once per turn clause, so if you have 3, you can just spam 3 of them. So it's the best spell in the deck. And then Cubic Wave, close second, doubles the attack of one of your cubic monsters and halves the attack of one of your opponents. Also, even if you have like Crimson Nova and your opponent has something like Crystal Wing and you use Cubic Wave, well, why would you attack Crystal Wing? Because his effect isn't, even though Crimson Nova can't be affected by monsters who have 3,000 or lower attack, Crystal Wing's effect will still go off where he'll gain 3,000 when Crimson Nova battles him, right? Well, Cubic Wave, if you banish it and any number of cubic monsters from the graveyard, you can place cubic counters. And what cubic counters do is they prevent stuff from attacking or activating their effects. Imagine it's like a fiendish chain. So, yeah, they kind of halt your opponent's monster. And then stuff like Crimson Nova can get over Crystal Wing, which is a very annoying monster to try and get over. So that's it for the 3 ofs. Then to add a little bit more consistency to the deck, he adds a few Resonator calls, because, as he explained it to me, this deck is dead sometimes because you don't have anything to normal summon in your hand. You just get those special cubic cards that can only be special summoned, including Crimson Nova. Sometimes he's dead in the hand. This just adds a little bit more. It turns it down from about, let me think, there's 3, 8, plus 3 more, so 9, 11 monsters. This brings it from 11 to 13 monsters, technically speaking, because this is basically a Red Resonator. now you have Reasoning and Soul Charge, Monster Gate. These are kind of the cards that they're limited to one for a reason. Reasoning is a great card. I'm not going to give the strategy out to how to beat this deck if he plays Reasoning, but it's a great card because it just lets you mill and special summon Duja, which then lets you mill again, and Soul Charge lets you special summon crap from the grave, which when Duja's special summoned it sends, and then Monster Gate lets you tribute a monster, which not only does that, and then special summon a normal summonable monster, so not only does that get an extra monster, but if you send Duja, or a cubic monster, if you send a cubic monster when you have a card called Unification of the Cubic Lords, you can banish it and then special summon another cubic monster. So, yeah, great combos with this. Next, you have the one Fusion Conscription. The reason he only runs one, he told me, is because it prevents you from special summoning. So you may get to add a Crimson Nova to your hand, but it's kind of like a main phase 2 thing that you want to do, because you do all your special summoning, and then your main phase 2, you add a Crimson Nova to the hand, but you can't special summon it is the problem. So yeah, one Fusion Conscription. Now you have the Lightning Vortex. Great card. The reason he uses it instead of Regeki is A, he can't get a Regeki, they're stupidly expensive, and B, it lets you discard a card, and if he has a Cubic Karma or Unification of the Cubic Lords in his hand, which is usually a dead card, he can just discard it and then get its graveyard effect. And on top of that, he gets a minor board wipe. So, and then Wave Motion Cannon, which is slowly, it acquires like counters, and it slowly can eventually do how much? I think its effect is, yeah, during your main phase. So you can do a bunch of damage to your opponent. It's something they kind of have to deal with, otherwise you start to just build up and then you eventually just OTK them with it. Now for the traps, you got 3 Unification of the Cubic Lords. Third best card in the deck, because you send this to the grave. I mean, it is the in-archetype Polymerization, which is the only thing that you can special summon with it is this guy. But, I mean, its graveyard effect is you can banish it. When a cubic monster leaves the field, you can banish it from your graveyard and special summon a cubic monster, a level 4 or lower cubic monster from your deck or hand, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So it's a safe thing to summon. Can't Solemn Strike it or anything because it can't be targeted, it can't be destroyed. Next he runs the one of Call of the Haunted and Barrel Behind the Door. Call of the Haunted because when it special summons a Duja, Duja gets its effect, and Barrel Behind the Door because Crimson Nova deals 3,000 damage to both players, but if he can get it to where he activates Barrel Behind the Door when this happens, that's 6,000 damage his opponent is taking. He actually did it to me today and killed me with it. So, that's going to be the main deck. For your extra deck, you're going to have the one Crimson Nova Trinity. He's not necessary and you rarely ever get him out. He's really just in there so that Fusion Conscription can work, but, I mean, if you do get him out, he's a beast. He can't be targeted. It's 4,500 attack. When he destroys a monster, he can attack again, and whenever he attacks, he halves your opponent's life points. Also, any effect damage that you would take, your opponent takes as well. So I think that's what it is. Yeah, so, again, Crimson Nova, if he's on the field with this guy, which would be kind of hard without something like Recurring Nightmare, you deal 6,000 damage. So, phenomenal boss monster. Too bad you can't get him out easier. Now you have the Stardust Warrior. He adds that in because if you Synchro Summon into it, it lets you draw a card, and it can attack all special summon monsters, even though it could be a little bigger, personally. Now he has Coral Dragon. My opinion, Coral Dragon kind of replaced Brionac. Now, the reason I say replaced now is because A, Brionac was banned for forever, and Brionac also has a new errata, which is a once per turn clause. This guy has the once per turn clause. He gets to discard a card to pop a card, not send it back to the hand, pop it, destroy it, which can be good and bad in certain situations. Also, he has the bonus effect, which I think makes him better than Brionac, especially with the new errata, is that when he leaves the field, you get to draw a card. Not when he's destroyed, but when he leaves the field. So, and he's a tuner, so you can Synchro Summon with him and draw a card. And usually the play that he does, which I'll show you, is he Synchro Summons into this guy, Leo, because Leo is impossible to get over. He's got 3,100 body. He can only be targeted during the main phase, too. He's such a freaking difficult monster to get over. Next he has, for the XZ's monsters, he has Constar Ptolemy Marks M7. He can only summon this guy by overlaying these two, which will get Coral Dragon's effect, but he rarely ever does it. Actually, I've never seen him do it. However, if he does manage to get this guy off, I mean, it's a free pop back to the hand. So, it's not bad. Next, he has number 54 Lionheart, which is stupid because he uses his Vjams, which then also not only puts him in the graveyard, but gets to activate its awesome effect. So, yeah, Lionheart. I think a lot of people already know what Lionheart does. Next, he has for level 10, for rank 10, he's got number 81 Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora, because why not if you have the chance? A lot of people already know what this does. And then Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max, just for the added burn of 2,000 on top of the Crimson Nova burn, if he has all three of them on the field. And then he has Utopia because, I mean, why not? If he had Utopia the Lightning, this deck would be like dang near unstoppable, but unfortunately he does not have Utopia the Lightning. So, I'm sorry, not everybody can be rich like majority of Yu-Gi tubers. I'm kidding, they're not rich, they're just... They spend a lot of money on this game. Like, a lot. Like, more money than I would ever spend. So, yeah. So anyway, guys, that's the deck, but now I'll be going over some, well, combos. So, I'll probably just skip over this. Okay, guys, so this is combo 1, and this is the combo at its prime. So this is like the best he can do with his combo. So he normal summons Red Resonator, which lets him special summon into Summoner Monk in defense. And then best case scenario, he gets to ditch a Cubic Karma to the grave, which then lets him special summon Duja, which then in best case scenario, he gets to, or I guess any case, he gets to ditch Unification of the Cubic Lords. Then what he does is he synchro summons with these guys into Coral Dragon. Alright. Then Unification of the Cubic Lords effect goes off, and what he does is he special summons another Duja. Right? Then Duja's effect goes off, and what he does is he trashes another Unification of the Cubic Lords to the grave. I don't know if you guys can see that. Alright? Oh no, he's not done yet. Then he further synchro, after, of course, ditching a card, which best case scenario is Cubic Karma, he ditches a card, or Unification. He ditches a card, pops a monster, and then he synchro summons, which lets him draw a card, and he synchro summons into Leo, which then lets him, of course, banish Unification of the Cubic Lords and special summon another Duja, which then lets him pitch, and this is like the most ultimate combo I can think of that he can pull off, ditch another Unification of the Cubic Lords, and then he can overlay these two into number 39 Utopia, which then lets him banish Unification of the Cubic Lords and special summon something like, I don't know, Vjam, just to add the bonus, and then on top of that, he's got some Cubic Karmas in there. So he can just banish those and search out some Crimson Novas. And if he has the right cards in his hand, he can just build an unbreakable board. I guess it's not really unbreakable, but, like, seriously, though. Also, best case scenario, of course, he special summons the two Crimson Novas to the field, and then he overlays them after the battle phase, of course, overlays them into either Superior Dora or Gustav Max, depending on whether or not he wants to kill his opponent with burn damage or the likes. Anyway, guys, that was the Cubic deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you guys will get to, of course, see a duel with this. Anyway, thanks for watching.